A lot like the federal government, the Pennsylvania government contains three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. The Pennsylvania legislature, also known as the General Assembly, has consisted of two chambers since the Constitution of 1790. With 253 seats in total, it is the largest full-time state legislature in the country. Additionally, both chambers have districts which are proportionate to population. Redistricting for both chambers is performed once every 10 years by a committee. The lower chamber is known as the House of Representatives. It contains 203 seats and members serve for 2-year terms. In order to run for the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, you must be at least 21 years of age, have lived in the district you are running to represent for at least 1 year, and been a resident of the state for at least 4 years. The upper chamber is known as the Senate. The Senate contains 50 seats, and its members serve for 4-year terms. To run for the Pennsylvania Senate, you must be at least 25 years of age, and also have lived in the district you are running to represent for at least 1 year and been a resident of the state for at least 4. Any member of the state legislature can propose a bill. If a bill passes in both chambers and the governor signs it, it will become law. Pennsylvania's executive branch includes the governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, auditor general, state treasurer, and governor's cabinet. The governor is the head of the executive branch. The governor is essentially the state equivalent of the president, signing or vetoing bills as well as giving executive orders. In a similar fashion, the lieutenant governor is the state equivalent of the vice president. The lieutenant governor serves as the head of the Senate and also assumes the role of the governor if the governor is rendered unable to fulfill their duties, whatever the reason may be. Both the governor and the lieutenant governor are elected by the people to 4-year terms with a maximum of 2 terms. Additionally, the governor and lieutenant governor candidates for each party run on the same ticket. However, there are separate primaries for both positions, unlike the president and vice president on the federal level, where the presidential nominee for their party picks their running mate. In addition to the governor and lieutenant governor, there is the attorney general, who serves as the state's chief law enforcement officer and has a large staff. They are supposed to prosecute crimes and corruption as well as collect the debt and taxes referred to the office. There is also the state treasurer, whose duty is to oversee the state's finances. The auditor general uses audits to confirm that all state money is being spent legally and correctly. Pennsylvania has a unified judicial system. There are 3 basic levels to the judicial system: minor courts, Court of Common Pleas, statewide immediate appellate courts known as the Commonwealth Court and the Superior Court. The highest court is known as the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of Pennsylvania is the highest court in the state and has authority over all of the lower courts. The Supreme Court hears appeals from the lower courts and answers calls to intervene in a lower court's ruling. Below the Supreme Court are 2 statewide appellate courts in Pennsylvania, the Superior Court and the Commonwealth Court. The Superior Court handles appeals in civil and criminal cases from the Courts of Common Pleas, the court directly below them. The Commonwealth Court handles civil action involving the state. The Court of Common Pleas hears cases from the minor courts. These cases are heard by either judges or juries. Lastly, minor courts address whether serious criminal cases are sent to the Court of Common Pleas, preliminary hearings, or setting bail, except in cases regarding murder or voluntary manslaughter. They also decide minor cases such as those involving housing or small claims.